Squidward Iceberg. I'm basically going to be doing a big deep dive into everything Squidward, and as the video goes on it gets more niche and less known. So if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe. I'm trying to hit 1,000 by the end of the year. I'm a little bit off, but I think we could get there, and thank you for watching. Roger Bumpass. He's basically just the voice actor for Squidward in the show. Along with that, he also voices the Dr. Fish, and I couldn't stop reading on his wiki, so I found out that he got a DUI in 2016 with a blood alcohol content twice the legal limit, but he's still Squidward, so that's alright. The Bold and Brash. As any preteen boy, I used to have a poster of this interpretive squid painting made by Squidward on my wall. It first showed up in the episode Artist Unknown in an attempt to impress an art critic by Squidward. Robo Squidward is a boss in the game Battle for Bikini Bottom. It was released like the month I was born, so I never had any experience with the original, but I got the remastered game in 2020, and it's a really good game. Red Mist. This is basically just the ultimate creepypasta image. It's like a version of Squidward that only showed up in the episode SpongeBob in Random Land behind a door inside, Random Land, and it's just terrifying. Toenail Scene. This is referring to a specific scene from the episode House Fancy where SpongeBob drops the leg of a sofa onto Squidward's foot, causing his toe to be gruesomely ripped off. For some reason, this scene feels more gory than any live leak videos I've been sent before. It's just terrifying. His house is an Easter Island rock. This is just talking about how Squidward's house is clearly designed like one of the Easter Island head rocks, and it also comes out into a full body, so the way I interpret this is the Easter Island rock heads, there's a whole dude under there, surely. Band Geeks. After lying to Squilliam about being a conductor, Squidward forms a band out of Bikini Bottom members who all eventually perform in the Bubble Bowl. The highlight of the episode is the song Sweet Victory by David Glenn Isley that was made for the scene. Squilliam Fancy Son. Funnily enough, he first appeared in the series that the last entry was just talking about, Band Geeks. His appearance is basically just copy and paste Squidward himself, but with like a unibrow and a much fancier outfit. Handsome Squidward. In the episode The Two Faces of Squidward, he needs to get facial reconstruction after SpongeBob slams the kitchen door into his face. At the hospital, Squidward's face is unwrapped after the surgery, and it turns out they made him so unbelievably handsome that even the doctor and the nurse faint on the spot. On top of this, later in the episode, SpongeBob hits him with the door again, causing an even more handsome Squidward, but then he hits him again, and then it just turns back to regular Squidward. Krakatoa. In the episode Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 5, Squidward plays the role of the superhero Captain Magma. Krakatoa is what he says aloud when he attacks, and it's also the name of an Indonesian volcano, which the reference is there, but it's not that important. Just One Bite deleted scene. In the episode Just One Bite, there was actually another scene right before when Squidward goes in to eat a bunch of Krabby Patties. In it, he breaks into the Krusty Krab and is stopped by what he thinks is a bucket of water, but it turns out it's gasoline, which then explodes on him. Honestly, it's got some pretty entertaining slapstick in here, but I think they removed it because this episode aired within a month of 9/11 happening. It all started when I was born. This is talking about the ending to the episode SquidBob Tentacle Pants, where Squidward is in a therapist office and says the line, and then the camera zooms out to show some sort of amalgamation of the main cast fused into Squidward's body after an accident with an invention that Sandy made. I can't seem to be happy. Maybe this will help. This is a quote from the episode Are You Happy Now? Squidward says this in a depressed state while hanging up a rope that is supposed to look like a noose, but it turns out it ended up just being a bird cage. Ink Lemonade is another kinda dark episode. It begins with Patrick at his unsuccessful lemonade stand, but then SpongeBob scares Squidward, causing him to essentially sneeze ink out, which makes the lemonade way better. So throughout the episode, they try scaring Squidward over and over again just for more of his ink for their lemonade. Squidward torture scenes. This is referring to something that happens all throughout the show where Squidward pretty much just gets tortured, usually by SpongeBob on accident. He has 6 legs. people have realized that Squidward's character is clearly based off of an octopus, even with his squid implying name, but he only has 6 legs, while octopus obviously, have 8 legs. 4-Ply is a song sung by Squidward in place of the boy band Boys Who Cry that Pearl wanted at her birthday, which Mr. Krabs didn't want to pay for. This also gives us some great Squidward twerking animations that I'm just gonna let y'all enjoy real quick. Have a bowl, Mr. Squidward. I don't know how I've never seen this before, but it's basically a really popular YouTube series where this guy makes a plush of Mr. Krabs throw a bowl at a plush of Squidward with lots of other variations made afterwards. Squidward looking at a TV. Like a lot of other SpongeBob related things, this is a meme format where Squidward watches intently onto a TV and also freaking out when Patrick turns it off. Squidward taking a bath. Pretty sure this is talking about a scene from the episode Have You Seen This Snail, where Squidward is taking a bath just to be interrupted by SpongeBob and Patrick, which gives us the amazing Squidward screaming reaction gif. Octoword. Relating back to the 6 legs entry from before, this is talking about how the creators like Squidward's octopus-esque character design, but in the words of the voice actor Roger Bumpass, the name Octoword just didn't work. Squidward on a chair. Squidward on a chair is a video of the song Living on a Prayer, but the signature line is just replaced with the high-pitched screaming of Squidward on a chair. Dabbing Squidward dates back to early 2016 when someone posted a vine of someone in a Squidward costume dabbing during a parade at Universal Studios. Squidward backwards is referring to a fan-made video of SpongeBob characters saying their names backwards, and I'll just let Squidward say it because I'm not falling for that a second time after middle school.
Drop it!
Squidward Community College is a website advertising the made-up school. They offer clarinet lessons, abstract art classes, and a dance program, and in order to get accepted to SCC, you have to complete an applicant form and an essay detailing your love for Squidward. This is talking about a song about Squidward's nose, and it's performed by Cupcake, who also made the Deep Throat song back in 2016, so that gives you a sort of idea what the song is like. Get lost, Squidward. I didn't know about this until now, but basically in Avengers Infinity War, Tony Stark makes fun of Ebony Maw's appearance by comparing him to Squidward, which it's believable that that's the same person. Super Bowl 53 halftime show. I mentioned this back at the first layer of the iceberg, but basically in the 2019 Super Bowl, after a lot of requests from fans, the song from SpongeBob was played for a moment before Travis Scott's performance in the halftime show. That's cringe. Pretty sure this is just referring to a fan-made video where Squidward calls SpongeBob's Mermaid Man drawing cringe, followed by a fierce clapback from SpongeBob. Concept art. This is talking about the original concept art for the characters and scenes in SpongeBob. They're definitely rougher than the animated designs we use today, but it carries a lot of the same overall looks and ideas conveyed by the now known characters. Pharrell Williams. In the SpongeBob movie Sponge Out of Water, there's a song performed by Pharrell Williams for some reason. It's not terrible, I guess, but it's interesting. Gavin Lee is the actor who played Squidward in the Broadway show SpongeBob the Musical. Looking over the show, it was surprisingly not as bad as you'd think, and watching this interview with him about the show, I would never have believed someone would be this excited to play Squidward, but I guess go off or whatever. The Squidward TV show isn't happening anymore. This is basically referring to a bunch of rumors going around in 2019 about a possible spin-off that's all about Squidward. They turned out not to be true, but that doesn't mean it'll never happen, since there's now a Patrick show and even Camp Coral, which is just SpongeBob, but they're all toddlers, I think. Astrology with Squidward is a series of shorts played on Nickelodeon between 2000 and 2001. They're all different horoscopes for 6 of the 12 zodiac signs. Squidward JQ Tentacles. Squidward actually has 2 middle names. At first it was Johansson, but after the episode Professor Squidward, his name has always been Quincy. Fun Facts with Squidward is another popular meme that comes from the episode Tentacle Vision, where we get this frame introducing Squidward Chat, which is a show he had during the episode. Claustrophobia. This is referring to a clip where Squidward talks about being claustrophobic when trapped in a hole with Patrick and SpongeBob, meaning he likely has that fear, or as SpongeBob says, he's just afraid of Santa Claus. 11 minutes. This entry is talking about a clip where Squidward is lost in the forest with SpongeBob and Patrick, and he asks himself, why must every 11 minutes of my life be filled with misery? Alien Myth 64's Squidward House videos. This is a series of videos from around 2016 by Alien Myth 64. He's a YouTuber who would put on a big mask shaped like Squidward's house, and would make commentary content pretty consistent with what was on the site at the time. He also ended up doing essentially the same thing but with a chum bucket mask. Ejecting Ink Concept. During the show's creation, Steven Hillenburg, RIP to the GOAT, considered having Squidward eject ink in surprise for comedic effect, but he decided against it, saying, "It always looked like he was pooping his pants." Like previously discussed on the Iceberg, there is an episode called Ink Lemonade, which is all about the concept, but it's only a few times that we can see him doing this throughout the show. Squilvia is another squid character that only ever appears in the 2011 episode Love That Squid, in which she goes on a date with Squidward. Doing more digging, the only other time that she appears is in a 2018 post made by the official SpongeBob account showing off 4 of the TV show's couples. He's right-handed. Finally, really getting stupidly niche here, we find out that Squidward is right-handed in the episode Artist Unknown when he attempts to draw a circle, but get this, he uses his right hand. That's crazy. His name is Carlo in the French dub. I mean, I think you got the idea from the entry itself, but yeah, in the French dub version of the show, his full name is Carlo Tentacule. I assume because there was a translation issue, so they just went with Carlo because Google Translate says Squidward is Calmar in French. PMS 332. Glancing over at this entry, I assumed it would be some crazy shit, but I just figured out that PMS 332 is just the specific color used to draw Squidward in the show. Squidward.com. This one is really odd as, of course, I first tried to go to the website, but all that happens is it instantly directs you to google.com. To look further into this, I even tried searching for the website on Tor browser, but then even weirder, I was sent to the Google homepage, but now it's in, I'm pretty sure, a Scandinavian language. If there's anything more y'all know about this, be sure to let me know. I assume the website was banned and I couldn't find any trace of it, but I have no idea. Guardian Theory is talking about a post on the Fan Theories subreddit which gives an explanation as to why Squidward sticks around even if he obviously hates SpongeBob. According to the user DirtSPP, both Squidward and SpongeBob's parents came from the upper class, having inherited a large sum of money. Due to this, they likely met at some point, but when Squidward fell down on hard times, SpongeBob's parents financially supported him, so long as he took care of SpongeBob as a sort of guardian. This can be seen through the show as Squidward constantly warns SpongeBob over the dangers or stupidity of certain things. Thank y'all so much for watching the Squidward Iceberg. Hopefully you learned something, and if you enjoyed, maybe subscribe. I could definitely use it. Like I said, 1,000 by the end of the year. We'll see if it happens or not, but thank you so much. Have a good one.